Listen, if it's one thing that I'm pretty sure we're all aware of is that life is out here moving fast, okay? It's a lot going on. We got society telling us what we should be doing, we should be, all while we're still trying to figure ourselves out. But you know what we can do? We can be mindful of where we are in this present moment and take small steps towards becoming better by the day and towards reaching our God-given purpose. So let's figure it out and work through it together. Welcome to Mindful Moments, y'all. A space where we talk it out, laugh it out, cry it out, hash it out. Listen, just get it all out, okay? This is a safe space for you, where we talk about the ups, the downs, even the in-betweens. A place where we go through it so we can grow through it. Tune in every week as we fill our minds with who we're destined to be, with positivity, with awareness, and honestly, just with love. So I encourage you, let's be mindful of today in hopes for, yes, a better you, but also in hopes for a better tomorrow. Again, welcome to Mindful Moments. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mindful Moments. I am your host, Jada Lowe, and as you can see, to the left of me, I have a very, very, very special guest. I have known, and she'll introduce herself, Courtney, for a short amount of time, but she has come to be an amazing, amazing person, amazing friend, just a good person to kiki with, but also if you're looking to have a good conversation, talk about a good convo with God with, that's your girl. And she also has her own podcast called The Courthouse, and she'll talk a little bit about that. But Courtney, would you like to introduce yourself, sis?
Yes. Hello. My name is Courtney Nicole. Just as she shared, I also have a podcast called The Courthouse. And I just feel so honored to be.
Thank you for being
Mindful Moments.
I appreciate
Jada Lowe,
you.
okay? Because
we got a lot to talk about. We got
Yes.
a heap of healing
a heat
to
of
talk
healing.
about. But Courtney, before we do that, so I'm starting this thing now where with guests, it's like an icebreaker.
Okay.
So I've got 2 games back here, 2 card games, just like a icebreaker, convo breaker.
Okay.
And so you get to pick whichever one you want to do. So we got bold, and it's like topics, and it's bold perceptions, bold connections, and I think the other one is bold reflections.
I need to get this game.
And then this one here is questions to start great conversations. So which one is intriguing?
I mean, it's a Monday. Go bold or go home, okay?
Right.
Let's do bold.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do bold.
Crowd favorite.
Let's do bold.
Okay, which one you want?
Feeling frisky.
And we'll each pick one, and then we'll both answer. So you'll answer your card, I'll answer your card, then I'll answer mine, you'll answer mine.
Okay.
So which one you want?
Bold connections, bold perceptions, bold reflections. I'm gonna do bold perceptions. I got to do 2, right?
Just one.
Oh, okay.
And I'll do bold connections. I'll go white and black. Okay, let's see.
This is exciting.
Okay, I can't answer that one because like I'm not a partner right now.
Okay. Well, look, do I need to look at my questions too? Because your girl is single. Okay, wait.
Okay, let's see. Can't get them.
Okay, so this question
yes.
is kind of like, I feel like this is a question that you would ask someone that you're like romantically involved with.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like I need to change my card.
Okay. Get those stacked. This big stack.
Y'all want to see my spade skills? I know it.
So I'll read mine while you pick yours out.
Ooh, that girl play spades.
So mine is, what are your favorite breakfast foods and desserts? And the second question is it ever appropriate to blow someone's phone up?
Okay, those are good questions.
So my favorite breakfast food, I like turkey and chicken sausage. And I like grits, but I also like pancakes and waffles. Don't ask me pancakes or waffles. It just depends on how I'm feeling. It's 50-50. But
it's going to be hard for me to answer this.
pancakes with the edges.
Because I'm a foodie.
Uh-huh.
And so, like,
Breakfast be good.
I just love food, period.
Breakfast
I'm definitely
slap if you let
a
it.
brunch for breakfast type
French
girl.
toast. I forgot about French toast.
Yes, I'm definitely a brunch for
forgot about French
breakfast. So if I had to say, I would say salmon and grits, specifically from Toast
Okay.
in Atlanta. Oh my God.
Toast on Lennox.
Chef kiss. Amazing. Desserts.
I forgot about dessert. Red
would
velvet cake.
be at Toast.
They got a good one too?
They have like a cinnamon bun waffle with like not the cream cheese frosting, but like the you know, like you eat a cinnamon roll, the glaze, the white glaze.
I forgot what it's called.
They got that with the syrup.
like the icing kind of.
Yes. It's like the icing with the syrup on the waffle. Oh my God. Heaven.
Delicious.
On your taste buds. It's amazing.
Okay, and is it ever appropriate to blow someone's phone up?
I ain't even gonna lie.
If it's, of course, if it's an emergency, but
Definitely if it's
depends
emergency.
it depends on the situation.
Definitely if it's emergency, but I ain't even gonna lie. I have been in a relationship where I did it.
Where you blew their phone up?
Yeah. But I was in a very toxic, unhealthy mental and emotional place.
Do you think that was like maybe like out of anxiousness?
It was more so, I know it was out of wanting to be heard because with this particular person who I was in a relationship with, like, if we had like dialogue in which we were not getting along or whatever, he would say his point, and then before I could say my point, he would cut me off and wouldn't allow me to say my point.
And you wouldn't be able to get none out.
And I wouldn't be able to get my side out. And so that just ate me up inside. And so, like, in efforts to get my point out or across, I would call him back.
Text. I feel like if I were to have blown somebody's phone up, it would probably be, I could see myself going crazy like text. Yeah. I'd be the type of person to go like text after text after text after text after text.
So you wouldn't do the paragraph. It would just be short text after text.
No, I'll do a paragraph too. And then you going to get them short. You may get like the short, like little short pieces.
Or would you be paid and be like, put one word in each text?
Depending on how I'm feeling. This is what sin. I need to say sin. Okay? Sin. But yeah, depend on the situation.
Okay, so my questions are, what are the best and worst compliments that a stranger has ever given you? And what are the best and worst insults you've received?
Okay.
I'll go first. Okay, so the best compliment I got was in my DMs. And so this man said, "Hey, I just want to let you know that you're so beautiful, and I would love to get to know you. And yes, I am the 7th letter of the alphabet."
He a G. They really pulled that one.
That was the most unique.
But I like that though. I like that.
And that was years ago.
Like
that was
that.
like when I first started college, which was like around 2010. So the fact that I still remember that is...
I'm the 7th letter of the alphabet.
Yep. Guys, there you go, pick up line.
I'm a G.
I'm a G. Insults would probably be...
I can't think of like no...
Oh,
hard
this
insult.
one. The sight of you makes my stomach turn. Yeah, she was bit mad. From a roommate in college, actually.
Not a living mate.
Yeah. She was my last roommate. I received enough trauma from her that I didn't want any more parts of a roommate. Yeah. She said the sight of me made her stomach turn.
Did y'all have traditional style? Or was it like
we had,
y'all each had your own room?
Yeah, we each had our own room, and we shared a bath because it was like an apartment. It wasn't like
Okay.
so it was a 2-bedroom.
So you could at least not see her if you wanted to.
Huh?
So you could like not see her if you wanted to.
Technically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oof,
But yeah, we had
I
some
wouldn't expect
roommate
it from
drama.
roommate.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Sis put my furniture outside and everything. And somebody stole it.
She put your furniture out?
Mm-hmm. It was very dramatic. First and last. It's getting juicy already, ain't it?
I'm telling you, the roommate threw me off because, like, I hate to say that I could, like, expect that from, like, maybe, like, romantic or, like, even, like, a old friend or something. But, like, roommate is crazy.
And sis got mad because her boyfriend was, like, over the house, like, all the time. Like, living, pretty much. And so I was like, I don't care about Buddy being here, but Buddy need to pay rent if he gonna be here.
Oh, y'all. Oh, it wasn't on campus. See that details are important.
Yeah, it wasn't
Oh,
on
yeah,
campus.
Yeah.
And so she was like, well, yeah, he can pay my half of the rent. No, sis, he ain't using your half of the room.
We need to break it up.
He's still using the water, the lights, the common area, the bathroom. No, we need to split that guy 3 ways. But yeah.
So how do you make my stomach turn? Oof.
Yeah, sis had real pressure.
That's crazy. The best compliment probably that I've gotten probably would have had to have been like probably like about my like personality or something. I can't pinpoint anything like concrete. Insult. I can't think of an insult either. Honestly, probably like the closest thing would probably be like when my sister will tell me about myself. And she'll say like I need to work on something, but that's the closest thing that I can think of.
That's good. I'm glad you haven't had any traumatic experiences.
Yeah. If I have, they buried in my brain. And speaking of traumatic experiences, healing from said traumatic experiences, mainly like in all aspects, but especially relationally. So I want us to talk about healing. And
you know I'm down for it.
To start, first we got to define it. So define healing for you, and how has that definition changed over time or even like evolved over time?
So it's interesting you asked me this question because this is a question I actually ask all my guests on my podcast. My season is entitled Healing on Purpose with Purpose. So it's kind of fun to be in the other seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was intentional.
But healing for me is uncomfortable growth.
That's good.
And I also like to say you can't heal unless you're hurt. Like, whether that's physical, spiritually, emotionally, mentally.
That's the unfortunate
You have
part.
to be hurt in order to heal. And I'm a visual person, so like even I think about the aspect of you cut yourself or you scrape your knee or you're bleeding or whatever. Initially, when you put the alcohol on it, it may burn. And so that, meaning it may be extremely uncomfortable. Usually, for me, when the healing process initially starts, it's extremely uncomfortable because the pain is fresh.
And having to look at it.
Yes, having to look at it, the sight of it, right? But then, like, once you treat it, put the Band-Aid on it, over time, you know, it's less uncomfortable. But sometimes healing looks like scraping your knee and that part is healing, and then unfortunately having that same spot hurt again.
And it's funny you mentioned that because I don't know how this got here. I have no idea how this got here, but I got like a bruise on my arm. And initially, like, you know, some bruises that you get when you hit them, it's like a little tender. But this one that I hit, well, like I just press on it. I didn't feel nothing. And so I was like, because it kind of looked like a burn, but it wasn't really a burn. And it started to kind of scab up, and I scraped it. And that's when it started to like hurt, I guess, because I rubbed it a different kind of way. But that kind of reminds me, I like that analogy too, because when I think of healing too, I hear cycle. Yes. Having to look at it, having to address it, and it can be complex because there's so much involved in it, and you feel like you've kind of conquered one area, and then you go back to it to kind of test yourself to see if you're strong enough, and then you see another area that you got to uncover and go like through the same steps again. It's like if it's 10 steps to healing, nobody really tells you that it's 8 different categories that you got to go through those 10 steps in. It's so complex.
And like when you say that too, I think healing is also very strategic, because if I scrape my knee, I'm not going to treat that the same way as I would if I broke my arm.
You're going to be very cautious.
Yes.
And even like cautious in the sense of being scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so like depending on the injury is depending on the strategic method behind the healing. So you heal different from different things. Some healing is easier than others because the depth of it isn't the same. Again, with scraping your knee, that's just blood. Yeah. But if I break my arm,
flesh wound,
we're gonna have to do way more than just put some alcohol on it, right?
Exactly.
So the depth is much deeper. So your healing is uncomfortable growth, and it's strategic.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard the word strategic be described as that. And I think that's something that you learn as you continue to heal. One of the hard truths that I've had to learn is the fact that you'll never stop healing.
Never. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, when you think about it, like you kind of don't really want to hear that, because it's like some things I just want to be done with. I don't want to have healed from this and then have to heal from something else later. Like I want to know like I'm good. But what good is it if you really don't have anything to heal from? Because can you really say that you endured it or that you progressed through it? But I think it's definitely a beauty to it too. But strategy, I'm gonna keep that one in my archive, because you don't heal the same. Even if you just look at it from like an anatomy standpoint, different body parts don't heal the same. And I think about like if you, let's say, sprain your ankle and you hop off, let's say basketball, you sprain your ankle, hop off the court, and then like you get it taped up and then you come back, you're still gonna be like, you're gonna be on that ankle a little lighter than you would the other one. So now it's like, how do I adapt my body to it?
And that's good too, because just thinking about it in the areas of life that we've had to heal.
Literally.
If I have to heal relationally, I'm gonna be more cautious of how I handle relationships in the future. I might be more timid, or I may say, well, I'll never date this type of man again,
because I don't want to get hurt like that again.
Or dating this type of man brings this. Or like, because like if I step in a hole, when I walk, I'm gonna be more conscious of, do I see any holes around me? You get what I'm saying? Like I don't want to step in that same hole because of the consequences I had from before. So like
that's a good point.
Healing also, I'll put this too. Healing also causes residue.
Watch your tone.
So like not only do you have to heal from the thing, but sometimes you have to heal from the residue too.
And I just thought about it when you mentioned the pothole. So you trip over something, or even you fall into something that you have to heal from. Now my vision is me looking down. I don't ever get the chance to look up and see all the possibility that's around me, right?
Because I'm focused on the pothole.
Exactly. And it that can be triggering, but it can be a hindrance. And it's just seeing how it's so much involved and incorporated in it. I also think the complexity of healing is what makes it so rewarding on the other side of it when you come out of it, to where I at least got a little bit of hope, to where it's like, if I got to go through this again, at least I know I made it out. By the grace of God, I made it out. And but just another thing I wanted to talk to you about too was like explain the process of you giving yourself grace through healing, and dive into a little bit too about like the times where you've had to give yourself grace when you had a setback in your healing process. Because it's great when you're healing and doing everything you're supposed to be doing. But I know I've had some days where it's just like, I don't know like why I'm feeling like this, and giving yourself grace at the end of the day and saying, this is just a part of it. Like don't sit in it, but just understand, part
I actually had to give myself grace this morning.
Really? Talk about it.
I had to give myself grace this morning. Like, relationally, I'm still healing. And sometimes if I'm watching a movie or if I see something on the side of the street that reminded me or that reminds me of said relationship, I'll find my mind goes into like a channel of thinking about the relationship, reminiscing on the relationship and that particular person.
Right.
And then I'll beat myself up or I'll start praying within myself like, God, I want to stop thinking about this person. Like, why can't I stop thinking about this person? I've been praying to you about this. Like, why can't I do this? But I also realized that giving grace to yourself is first understanding and being real with your perspective of healing.
That's good.
If you go into the healing process with an unrealistic expectation and perspective, you're going to handle it that way.
Yeah. And
So,
honestly, you'll be, to keep it frank, you'll be disappointed.
yes.
Yeah.
Which aids to the uncomfortability of the healing, because I'm already uncomfortable from the thing that I'm having to heal from.
Right.
But if I beat myself up in the process, I'm adding a layer of hurt to that. So giving yourself grace is realizing that when going into the process, you might trip, you might, step on a nail or something, or like there's still going to be some debris on your journey of healing. I like that.
That's good.
There's going to be debris on the road to healing. But just because you step on the debris doesn't mean that you got to stop the journey.
I like that.
So giving yourself grace with that. And then let's just say you do step on some debris and you cut yourself and you just need to take a break.
It's okay to do that.
It's okay to do that.
Yeah.
It's okay to just like take a break, reevaluate, like, okay, we had a little setback with this. What can I learn from this setback so when I get back on the journey of being intentional at my healing, I can avoid this happening again.
And be just as efficient.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the beauty,
There's
beauty in everything, right?
For sure.
The beauty of doing that, and I feel like messing up on your healing journey is necessary.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because it keeps you in a posture after God. Because if I start the healing journey and if I feel like, oh, I got this, I'm doing this, you get a sense. You get a sense of pride.
You can do bad all by yourself.
And you think you can do bad all by yourself. Now you feel like you're doing it through your own strength, but you're really not.
Yeah.
So messing up through the process keeps you in the proper posture to keep you dependent on God. Because really, when we're hurt, a lot of hurt stems from and is birthed from operating out of our own strengths, thoughts, and understanding.
Exactly.
So if I mess up, even in my healing process, I'm still good because I'm in a posture after God.
I like that. That reaffirmed what I was just about to tell you. I was in therapy talking about, just healing and everything. And she told me, had the nerve to tell me, if you go through something, there's a slight possibility that it'll take you twice as long to heal from it. And so I'm like, I'm here to see how we can get through this as fast as possible. Yeah. I'm here to see how I can be better by tomorrow. You telling me
by tonight. Okay.
It could possibly take twice as long. And it is case by case, but just saying that you did all of this to get in it, it may take just as much, if not a little longer, to get out of it. That doesn't mean that you're not progressing, but it does mean that it's a process. And we also talked about too, which is what reminds me, like, it's important to have God in your healing process, because when I think of healing, I'm thinking of rewiring. Yeah. When you said there are different smells, sounds, things that you see that remind you of a person, a thing, or even like a past version of you, you're having to rewire that every time. You're having to retrain your mind, like,
it's okay, unlearning the bad behavior.
Unlearning and relearning, you're rewiring yourself. And yes, you rewire yourself just as you elevate, period. But I think it takes rewiring is how I would define healing, because that's essentially what you're having to do, especially with your thought process. Like, you're trying not to react a certain way. You're trying to get your body to not react a certain way. And chemically, like all of that stuff, like all of that ties into rewiring during your healing. And you see how I think God intentionally did that to where we could see that, to where the rewiring can only be done when we rely on him, because I can't do it. I got to go to the person who made me.
Yeah, we're human.
I
think that's the human part of us. Like, we were born in sin. We were born fleshly, right? So, yeah, we gotta. It's okay.
Yeah,
there's beauty in everything.
Completely okay.
But I think what happens is, I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all see me on this video looking, it's because I'm a parent.
It's the beautiful kiddos.
And my children are over there acting like I ain't tell them to be quiet once I started recording.
you know when black mamas get them teeth together.
If we edit this video and y'all see us, it's probably because I done went over there and
cut it.
Okay, sorry.
No, you good. But
hopefully they hear me, and they need to
rewiring is crazy.
Lower their voices because mom is recording.
I wish I could see how they looking over here.
Okay. Sorry, you guys. This is real life. Okay, it's real life. All right, but yes, I think the beauty of it is it's okay to mess up. Give yourself grace. Now, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again,
insanity.
Yeah.
Don't be irresponsible in your healing journey.
Don't be irresponsible.
Be intentional. Be intentional about it.
Intentional and strategic.
Talk a little bit too about the importance of two things: healing in community and healing and community. So, as far as healing in community, why it's important to, yes, you have things that you go through like by yourself. Why it's important to have like a village around you, because a part of healing too is communicating with people that, hey, I'm going through this. So if you see me maybe acting a certain way or trying to adjust, this is why. And also why it's important to have healing in community, like in tandem.
Okay.
And how it's helped you.
Okay, so if I'm understanding you correctly, talk about healing with a community, and then healing in the community, but you isolated too. Is that what you're saying?
That's the with part, but also healing within your community. So like communicating your healing within your community. Okay. And just generally why it's important to have
a community when healing.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Going back to being strategic. There are people who benefit off the broken you.
Goodness gracious. Say it again. Say it again. Rewind it.
There are people in your life that have benefited off the broken you. So they don't want to see you heal.
And still desire to benefit off the broken you.
If you heal, that means they can't get their benefit no more. All right? So going back to being strategic, I think it's very important as we enter into whatever healing process we're enter into, that we pray and ask God to expose the things and people that have aided in my hurt.
Courtney's not your host. We're going to leave it at that. That's good.
Reason why is because...
That's crazy.
If we don't, we'll feel like it's not that we're not doing the work, but it'll almost feel like I'm on a journey, but I'm stuck because opposition is keeping me from moving forward.
You know the training videos where people are running, but they've got like a band holding them, and the person that's what I'm thinking.
That's what essentially is. Like, so if you don't ask God to expose those things and people that are hurting you, it's like a resistance band around you. And
you'll repeat the cycle of having those same type of people come back in.
Exactly, which will cause you to have to hear from the same thing over and over again.
Look at you over there hurting.
So that's the that's the first thing. And then in exposing those people, because God will do it.
24 hours minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be open.
Ooh, I don't like that word.
Be open to the exposure. Because I'm guilty of this. God will expose the people who are not beneficial in this healing process, but because I love them, or they've been lifelong friends.
You get to stay.
Or you get to stay.
Yeah, you can stay.
But then you mad because
still hurt.
You still hurting. So not only do you have to ask God to expose them, but you also need to pray and ask God to give you the strength and the peace to be okay with what he exposes to you. And
honestly, the wherewithal. Like, don't ask God for something and then be naive to it when he shows it to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And so then in exposing, you will also discover the people who is okay to be vulnerable with and discuss, hey, this is the place that I'm in.
Gather it.
Knowing it's one thing to communicate it, right? So some people you're just gonna have to communicate that this is what I'm dealing with. But then there are some people that can actually help you with the healing journey, right?
Yeah.
But understand that everybody, although they may accept the fact that you're healing, everybody won't know how to assist you. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes complete sense.
If that makes sense.
It makes complete sense.
So, literally everything you do in your healing process has to be strategic.
You know another word I like? Aligned.
Yeah. It has to be aligned. And so being strategic in who you're communicating with, that's why therapists during your healing journey is so essential, because your therapist is like an unbiased person that can give you sound advice and give you sound guidance and direction without being influenced by what you have done.
In order to get you to where you're trying to go.
In order to get you to where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
Because that's sometimes the upset, I don't want to say an upset, but a con to having people on your healing journey that know you and know your history. Because as much as we may not try to, unconsciously, I feel like we judge others based off their history.
And based off of our experience with them.
Yes.
And through our lens of how we see them. So I'm telling you, I'm trying to heal from this, and you're telling me how I should move forward based off of how you've seen me move and hurt. So, and even if it's not with any bad intent, it's just probably from them just trying to have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Really good point.
And then too, and as far as like the community of people that's around you, I think it's important to surround yourself with people that not only value your healing journey, but have just as much to lose or at stake in your healing journey. Because if they value your healing journey,
they want you to be the best you can be.
They want you to be the best that you can be.
Yeah.
And even in those moments where they see you may be slipping, they going to be like, hey, we're not doing that no more.
Yeah.
Remember, this is our mission.
And even to the point where if we had to remove ourselves from each other's lives, we would both be okay with it.
Yes, because we knew that was necessary for the continuation of the healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think it's just strategy, alignment, intentionality, all that goes into that. And if I could say practically what that looks like,
taking it one day at a time.
Pastor Paul preached about it.
Taking it one day.
Literally taking it one day at a time.
That is all you can. I feel like I'd be beating a dead horse when I say that. That's literally all you can do.
Yeah, take it one day at a time.
All you can do.
And I know one thing that has helped me is just prayer, godly community.
I'd be like, God, listen.
Godly community. And you know another thing that I found out that God has done as far as community in my life? when he exposed to people who wasn't healthy for me, he replaced them with people who was.
Needed that one. Needed that one.
So sometimes we feel like, and it kind of goes back to, and I talk about this with like grief in my podcast about grief. We look at endings as a loss, but I am learning in this season of my life not to look at endings as a loss, but an opportunity to have for it to be replaced with something better.
Yeah. And it's not the end all be all. If anything,
And it's not the end all be all. So just because one relationship ends, God knows what we need at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if we lose a friend, God knows the type of friend to send in our lives to replace that. And then you will find yourself, not saying that you don't miss them. Of course, if you love them, you will miss them to a certain extent. But you can also look back and see the beauty of the ending of the relationship.
Yeah, that's good. I think hope is essential in healing, and knowing that God will restore is just as essential too.
Yes. He is a God of restoration.
And not letting your healing process be fueled by, yes, it's for yourself, but not fueled from a place of, I want everybody to see that I'm doing better, but more so in a sense of becoming.
And community is necessary.
Yeah.
My line sister said this. She was like, it's selfish to heal by yourself.
Interesting.
And not only is it selfish, it's dangerous. Because the enemy uses isolation to his benefit. So I feel like the worst thing you can do in your healing process is isolate yourself.
Yeah.
While there's certain parts of the healing process that you have to do alone, as much as you can involve community, you need to do that.
Yeah.
And doing it with someone, unconsciously, you help them heal too. Because they're able to watch your healing process, which in turn to give them hope.
I like that.
Yeah. Sorry,
And
y'all. I don't know who over there playing Elmo. Ethan, I know it's you. Turn it down.
You all right, Ethan?
Sorry, y'all.
Elmo on
This
the
is
episode.
real. I'm telling y'all, this is real life. But we gotta.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So to kind of close everything out, with all of that being said, how do you want to be more mindful of your healing journey, and how do you want this season of healing that you're in now? How do you hope it'll cater towards future season of healing, and even who you're becoming?
I put this prayer on my Instagram page.
We'll tag her.
And this is still essential to today. Because truth be told, I'm hard-headed.
Oh, hard-headed and impatient.
Truth be told, your girl is hard-headed. Okay?
Terrible combo for healing. Hard-headed and impatient.
Your girl is hard-headed. But in the prayer, I say, God, help me to trust you the first time.
Righty then. I'm gonna close my computer.
God, help me to trust you the first time. Not when not after I try to operate in my own strength and will. But help me to trust you the first time.
The first time? Because I'm gonna do it the fifth time. The
I'm
first
gonna do
time?
it the fifth time.
First time's insane.
But help me to trust you the first time. So that's been my biggest holdback, I guess you could say. In my healing process.
I gotta say your name. I got Courtney.
Not Courtney.
God help me to trust you the first time. The first time.
The first time.
Because I'm thinking like so many instances where I've been like, God, show me.
He show you.
And he's like, and I'm like, okay, but like, can you show me a little more clear? And it's as clear as it's gonna get. Poster?
Okay, but now can you like send it another way? Can you send an airplane?
Put it on a blimp, billboard. Not just help me to see it the first time around, but help me to like trusting is operative word. Trust. Help me to trust you the first time. So that means I have to see it and trust that you know what you're doing.
Yep. The first time. Emphasis on the first time. Because One thing about it, God always communicates and gives us everything we need. Not only in the, like, as far as a house, in a car, in clothes, and, we think about God giving us those things we need. But God also provides us with everything we need from an emotional and a mental and spiritual standpoint.
You shook me to my small intestine with that one. Oof.
And a lot of times, it's not a lot of times. It's never that we don't have what we need.
You always got what you need.
It's just that we ignore it because it's not what we really want.
That's disgusting.
So yeah, for me,
Oof.
that's Big Baby. Shout out to Big Baby, the comedian. For me, God help me to trust you the first time. But I will say, giving myself grace. Where initially I do it on the 6th time he tell me, now I'm doing it like the 3rd time.
But Courtney, I'm gonna be honest. It take me a few times every time.
Notice I said I'm still not doing it the first time.
It take me a few times.
I'm like
time.
on 3 because just today, not only have I had to give myself grace today, I had to make a decision on something that God been told me to do.
Cause I'm quick to give God that little, that face,
Right.
the side eye.
I'm gonna go see for myself.
Oof, yeah, that's crazy.
I know this is what you showing me and telling me, but I want to see for myself.
Yeah, because I really don't trust it. You shook me to my core with that one.
Yeah. So yeah, just God help me to trust you the first time.
I'm hoping that, or I know that this current season of healing will help me to make better decisions.
Yes.
I know that Pastor Darius Daniels talks about it a lot.
That's my guy.
Your decisions being like a direct correlation with like your standard of living, yes, but quality of life.
Yes. For sure.
And I feel like in the past I could have made a lot more sound decisions. I could have listened to God the first time instead of the 10th time, 20 times. Now I'm trying to dig myself out of a hole. But yeah, I'm just hoping and praying that this current season of healing will be a reminder of what God can do through me, but also to just make better decisions and be more cognizant down the line.
And when you said decisions, it made me think about when we was at church. We actually had the mental health panel. And I think he was a pharmacist. I can't remember what his occupation was. But girl, he said something that was so profound.
What was it?
When you're born, you look like your descendants. But when you die,
You look like your decisions.
you look like your decisions.
That's hook, line, and sinker. Your life literally looks like it. I'm starting to stutter.
That
Look like your
thing was so deep.
Oof. And when you see like all the things that I could have like, not in a way that you beat yourself up, but to where it's like fuel to where I need to be more wise. I need to be more discerning. Cause this ain't gonna cut it. If I keep making decisions like this.
When that man said that. Oh, and he also said something good too. He was like, we got to ask God to deliver us from the Jesus gonna fix it mentality.
Yeah, because, I mean, some of the stuff you done put yourself in. And some stuff you've been given to be responsible of fixing.
Faith without works is dead. I can say all day I want to lose 10 pounds, but I don't never get up and go to the gym. Matter of fact, I don't even got to go to the gym because
Walk around the cul-de-sac.
God done use people and technology so intentionally. I can literally go in my living room and watch a YouTube video.
A little 10-minute core workout.
And do a workout. But if you don't never sweat, you don't do no cardio, you can say all day you want to lose weight, but you ain't going to lose it.
God, I want to lose 20 pounds.
But I'm going to just sit on you. I'm going to sit here and wait on you to fix it.
God, while I'm asleep, take the fat out my body.
Fix it, Jesus. And he's looking at us like, oh.
It don't work like that. So what advice would you give to someone just starting on their healing journey? If you had to sum it up in like a few sentences to give somebody hope, what would you tell them?
Good question. Healing is a journey, not a destination.
Mm-hmm.
Healing is a journey, not a destination. Give yourself grace. Be intentional and strategic. And know that there's progress through the process.
I love it. I would tell them two things. You're capable, and take it one day at a time.
That's good.
You only got the day in front of you, or the current day, and know that you're capable, because half of the battle of healing is knowing that you can do it. Mm-hmm. And affirming yourself that you're capable, and that translates over into different aspects of your life too.
Yes.
So know that you're capable and you're worthy of healing. Yes. Goodness gracious, you're worthy of healing. No matter how bad it was, no matter what you went through, you're worthy of healing, and you're worthy of seeing. I've said that on multiple episodes too. You're worthy of coming out on the other side of it. Mm-hmm.
There's in that song Gyra, by Maverick City Music, profound line that he says, "I wasn't holding you up, so there's nothing I can do to let you down." God doesn't love us because of what we've done, what we will do. Mm-hmm. But God loves us simply because we're his children, and he chooses to love us. We can't earn God's love. Mm-hmm. Us living right and making the right decisions is not ultimately, like, if you please God, not by the decisions that you make, but by the worship and the praise that you give him.
That's good.
So, like, because God knows we're going to mess up.
Yeah.
So if God's love was dependent upon our actions, none of us would be loved.
Be done for.
We would all be going to hell.
Done for.
But I think that's what also makes God so beautiful, is because despite of all the times you done told me 20 times to do something, mm-hmm. and I didn't do it, and despite of all the bad decisions that I've made, you still love me. You still leave the 99 to come get me.
And you stick with me even when I don't want to stick with myself. Because we
you
both
listen
know
to me even
plenty
when
of
I
times
don't talk to you.
Where I don't even want to stick by me sometimes.
What that man said yesterday in church, he said, God loves us so much, he will attach himself to your trauma, to all the stuff that you got going on. He'll literally attach himself.
Yeah, I be trying to detach. Get off me.
You be God trying to attack you, pushing them off.
Get off of me. Yeah, that's
God loves you because you're you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he made you. I appreciate
and what
you.
he's made is good and very good.
Very, very super duper good. Mm-hmm. Super good. But yeah, y'all, you're capable of healing. You're worthy of maneuvering through it, and give yourself grace and take it one day at a time. Yes. Find you a community. Yes. I encourage everybody to go to therapy. And even if you feel like you don't have anybody, go to God and ask him to supply you with the people that you need. Mm-hmm. Not the people that you want, but the people you need. And yes. To search your heart for the things that you need to grow in, and the things that aren't like him, so you can be a better you. And have fun on the healing journey. Celebrate yourself for the times where you do better. On the days where you do good. Yeah. And yeah, have a fun time. And this was a heap of healing with my girl Courtney. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. You're the perfect person for this one. So I appreciate you for gracing the Mindful Moments mic. With your presence.
Thank y'all for having me.
For sure. And you guys have fun on the healing journey. Yes. I believe in you. I love you. And I will see you guys in the next episode.
See y'all later.
Toodles. Toodaloo. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mindful Moments. I want y'all to remember this. Take it one step at a time. Know that you're capable. Know that you're worth it. Be intentional and know that everything you need to accomplish the things you want is already inside of you. But look, y'all, the podcast doesn't end here, okay? Be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at O_Jada. That's O with 3 H's _JADA. You can see the visuals from past episodes and segments, and maybe even some teasers for upcoming episodes. And be sure to follow and like Mindful Moments on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and even Google Podcasts. And as you go through your day, remember to be mindful of today in hopes for a better tomorrow. I'll see you in the next episode.